Today on Grow with Science I'm going to show you how to pollinate and feed your chilli and pepper plants. So these are the plants we're going to be doing first. These are just your regular sweet bell peppers. As you can see, there's quite a few fruits forming on these now, especially the ones over there. They've got a couple of bigger ones on the ones over there that started flowering first. So this is the best time. This is when you really want to be making sure that you're feeding them at least once a week, really. Yeah, do it on a regular basis. These are in grow bags. These are like 20 litre multi-purpose compost bags. So you do want to make sure that you're giving them a good feed every week. So the first thing you're going to need is a plant food, and with fruit production being the main objective, you're going to want a high potassium feed, and ideal for that, tomato food. So you can use this on anything that produces fruit. So you're looking at tomatoes, strawberries, raspberries, chilies, peppers, anything like that. So the first thing you want to do is just check the back label, make sure you're putting the right amount in. It does vary by brand. I mean, it all does the same job. It's just different brands have different concentrations and different amounts in the solution. So you want to make sure that you're putting the right amount in. Like the cheaper ones can tend to be a bit weaker, so you've got to put more in. But this particular one, you put 20 mils in 4.5 litres, and that'll do just fine. It says that you can do it twice a week once the fruit's in, but I seem to find once a week's fine. So let's crack on. Watering can, I've got about 5 litres in there, so I'm going to stick about maybe like just over 20 mils of the plant food in there. I like this measuring cup that comes on because it's got a square edge, so it's a bit easier for pouring into smaller bottles. So all I'm going to do, stick just over 20 in there, blast it in, and that's it. Give it a swirl around and it's ready to go. So there we go, just at the base of the plants, and all you've got to do is just give them a good soaking. I mean, this says 4.5 litres and 20 mils of plant food per grow bag, but these are only like 20 litre bags of compost, so they don't need the full thing. You'll be able to judge it yourself when you're doing it. You don't want them to be swimming, but that should soak in now, and that should be just right. There we go. And that's all there is to it. It's a really easy job, and it takes a matter of minutes, and your plants will come on leaps and bounds just from taking that little bit of time. You can get it in the pound shop, the tomato food, so it's really worth it. If you're growing tomatoes or peppers, I really recommend feeding them just like that, and it'll make such a massive difference. And then another type of plant food, if you saw my first video on how to feed tomatoes, is the all-purpose plant food. It's just that takes a half a cap per litre, so you need to put quite a bit more in to sort of achieve the same sort of nutritional content. This is a high nitrogen, so it's going to promote a lot more leaf growth and a lot more plant growth. So that's probably why you'd go for the tomato food. If you want to grow more fruits, you're better with the high potassium. More plant growth is good with the nitrogen. So the third one that you can try, like these little balls, which is the Grow Show slow release plant food. I tend to use this on my outdoor plants just because when you use liquid stuff, it tends to wash through the soil into lower soils a bit easier, so this stays on the top, just like little coloured ball things, and these stay on the top and eventually like dissolve over 6 months. So I like these for outdoor soil just because they don't wash away as easily, and they'll feed the plants a lot longer. So same again, watering can, and this is going on the jalapeno chillies, but they're all outside getting some sun at the moment, so I'm just going to give these a water. These are in pots, so I don't mind giving these a good soaking. Especially while they're going to be outside today. Absolutely boiling. So next I'm just going to be showing you how to manually pollinate your plants. You can do this with any flowering plant really. So your tomatoes, chillies, strawberries, any kind of fruit. So all I'm going to be using is this little paintbrush that I got with my screwdriver set, and it's just going to pretend to be a fly or a bee or whatever, and it's going to visit each flower and travel between each plant. So what we're going to be doing is picking up the pollen from the plant with this paintbrush, and basically if you've got hay fever, you'll already be fairly familiar with pollen. That's what produces your male gametes in your plants. I'm going to do another video on flower anatomy and things like that in the future. So make sure you subscribe just so you don't miss those. And then when we look at these pepper flowers, they're quite good for seeing the different anatomy. So you can see just in the middle there you've got the pistil, and then you've got the stamens with the pollen just around the outside. And then if you can just see the green bit in the middle, that's your ovary, and that's where your pepper's going to form once it's pollinated. So let's crack on. And all we're going to do, get the little paintbrush, and we're just going to go inside each one and just give it a bit of a tickle. Onto the next one. And a good tip is, once you've done the others, come back to this one, just so that this one's getting the pollen as well from the other plants. And you want some from each plant, and you're going to move between plants sort of randomly, and that's going to make sure that you're getting a good pollination in your flowers. And I'm just going to also do the same with the tomatoes, just because I can, and while I'm here doing it I might as well just give the flowers a bit of a shake. That pollen's going to be dropping out all over the brush. Move over to a different set of flowers and just do the same, and it's as easy as that. Done. So that's it for today. Hopefully now you've got everything you need to know to go and pollinate and feed your own pepper plants and chili plants. Make sure you get tons of fruit on them this year. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, just so that you can check on how these pepper plants get on in the future, see whether that pollination works with the brush. And if you haven't seen it already and you want to support my channel, check out the Seed Club on Patreon, the link's in the description below. I'll see you next time.